How big a display of character was that?
No, I told you, we had to, accept what went on earlier on in the week and, put it behind us. We came here with a game plan. We know what level we can perform at when we're, all together and all firing. The first half we made, a slight error for their goal. But second half, as the game went on, we grew into the game. We knew a chance would come and, this guy took his chance when it came.
Enzo, you did take the chance. Just tell us, at the end of a difficult week, what that goal meant.
Yeah, difficult win for us. Difficult moment, but part of the life and the football. Today, we are effort, 100%. I'm happy for the team.
You mentioned the game plan in your first answer, Reece. Just tell us about that game plan, who came up with it, and how it seemed to evolve at half-time and then during the course of the second half.
No, I mean, it was, first of all, credit to the staff that stepped up. They haven't been in this role before, to come to City away, as your first game, first team game, is difficult. We had to, adapt fast. The first half, we felt they had too much of the ball. We had to make slight adjustments. In the second half, we came out, with a slightly different plan. As the game went on, as I said, we grew into it.
Could you just tell us about the role of senior players? You spoke about your role before the game in terms of bringing the group together. I noticed that Cucurella, Caicedo, a couple of the other senior players who were out injured or suspended, those guys were on the bench as well. They travelled with the team, so that looked like a real display of unity from all of you.
Yeah, no, as I said, we're in the difficult moment. We have to stand together, stand as a unit. We are one. There's many people that, travelled today that, we missed. But so many other players stepped up, and this is what we need. We fought as a team today, and I'm proud of the boys.
How difficult is it when a manager leaves like that?
No, of course it's difficult, but we have to fight for each other. That's the only thing we have in this moment, together, each other. And, we dug in and, got a point.
Enzo, could I ask you a question about the old manager as well? Because I saw you put something on your social media.
Sorry?
Just a question on Enzo Maresca.
Yeah.
What he meant to you?
Yeah, of course. No. Difficult moment for us. Enzo is a top manager. Of course, I am sorry for him, but it's part of the football and the life. We keep it going and no more.
Reece, just lastly, do you know as a group what to expect next in terms of when the new manager comes in and when you'll get a chance to work with him?
No, we know nothing at the moment. This whole week was about this game. What happens, behind the scenes is not down to us. We came here, all focused on the game. We take a point at a really difficult place to come. And we have to recover. We play again in a few days, and we will see what happens in the coming days.
Okay, well played, both of you. Reece is the player of the match. Enzo, if you don't mind presenting the award.
Thank you, bro.
Keep it going.
Thank you.
Thank you.